Queen demands what the queen demands. How'd your fucking fantasy football draft go? I hope you got
really well, actually.
I hope you got Lamar Jackson as your number one quarterback, and then Tebow as your number two quarterback. That's all.
Lamar Jackson actually was
Ray,
my number one.
Can you take your camera down so we can see you, please?
Lamar Jackson was my number one pick at the two spot. Mahomes went first. I took Lamar number two.
I think he was being sarcastic, Bill, but hey,
two quarterback league.
Ray, how'd your fantasy football draft go today?
It was Friday.
How'd that go?
It went well. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
So
we are in fantasy football season, and this show will not be doing any fantasy football talk because no one gives a fuck about anybody else's fantasy football teams and how they're doing. No one cares to listen about that. The only thing that people give a shit about fantasy football is how their team's doing, and they want to bitch to you or celebrate to you how bad or how good their fantasy football team is doing. Nobody wants to listen to how good someone else's fantasy football team is doing. Raymond?
I think people want to listen to fantasy football, man. I think we should talk fantasy.
Bill, if you have a question, put your fucking hand up. It's simple. Look at it. See? Watch
the queen does not raise her hand. The queen points her finger, and you shit on command.
Rich, is the only reason why you're saying this is because you finished in dead last in the Renee League?
Oh, that's cute, Ray. How many times have you won the Renee League, Ray?
Since I've been in the league.
Why don't you tell the listeners how many times I have won the Renee League, Ray?
Since I've been in it, none.
2. Actually, 2 times.
Since I've been in it, none.
2 times in the amount of time I've won League Renee, and I'm working on trying to find a spot to get Bill in there so I can win the league with both of you and talk about it on our own time because no one gives a fuck about fantasy football. Therefore, we will stop this conversation and we will begin talking about regular football and regular sports, which happened this weekend. Some to the benefit of us as Boston fans, and some not to the benefit of us as Boston fans. And I'm just hearing back now in my headphones. I'm actually in my new coming soon studio.
Rich, I love your new studio, bro. The background looks awesome.
We're
love it.
Yeah, me too. But why don't you keep moving on that leather seat and tuck that camera down so we can just see the fat rolls over your fucking gray beard.
Is this better?
Shit. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Show us those Wu-Tang titties. Welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show, Monday, August 31st. Is that right, Ray? Raymond?
Yes. Yep.
Dr. Time?
Your name is not Raymond. Mine is.
This is going to be a long fucking night. I'll tell you right now, guys, this is going to be a long night. Welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show. Here we go.
Let's roll, baby. Let's roll.
Billy fucking Badner, just so you know, listeners, Billy Badwars has really got my nerves today. It's not totally his fault. A little bit it's my fault, but it's mostly his fault because he's just, frankly, a cunt. But I will go to you first, Billy Trashcan. Bruins Lightning Game 4, 3-1 loss. Let me just give you a quick recap. I thought they came out hot. I thought they came out exactly the way they should have come out. And the way that first half of that first period went is the way the rest of the fucking game went. And in terms of what I mean by that is nothing would go to the back of the net for the Boston Bruins. They could not get anything to fall. All the pucks were bouncing the wrong way. This is the last 2, even 3 games have been sure signs that the Boston Bruins, this is not their year, and obviously down 3-1 to the Lightning. You're not going to come back from that. Just before I go to you, second period, I thought they did the same thing. I thought the beginning of that second period, I thought for sure they were getting a goal to tie it up. Didn't happen. Halak let in that garbage goal. Absolute bullshit. Pasta missed a wide open net. Let me just show that into you in a second.
No, you're good.
That was a bad one, Bill. Let's be honest. Everyone knows that was a bad one.
100% agree with you. It's a terrible goal. He should have.
Bruins waited till the middle of the third period to get their power play goal, but inevitably ended up 3-1. The Lightning just fucking, the Bruins could not buy a goal, and the Lightning showed their skill the last 2 games at least. Well,
you're 10-2.
Billy Cuntface, let me get your opinion on.
It works with that one too.
It
Good,
works
good,
with
good,
everything, dude. It works with everything. Even when I'm boiling at the fucking tip of my head in anger and disappointment in my fellow co-host of the New England's number one climbing sports podcast. It's boiling. Raymond, do you have your hand up? Yes.
You can't be boiling because these headbands.
Yeah,
Cool
right.
down.
They are fucking amazing. They are right. Why don't you do a little pitch? Maybe we could get these sponsored.
Hey.
We'll just go quickly. 15 seconds. What are they called?
Oh shit.
Can you send me the link so I can get one?
Poshi. No,
Can you send me the link so I can buy a headband so I
Yeah.
can fit in with you guys?
I
Thank
would
you.
like Billy Badwares to wear it so we could be like the three ninjas. Ray's clearly fucking Tum Tum.
Tum Tum, yeah.
Ray is clearly
Hey,
fucking Tum Tum.
Tum Tum.
And then there's Colt, who's the badass, who's definitely Bill, who doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself. And then whoever the fucking other one is, I guess I'm them
I'm
by
so
default.
glad we're three ninjas. I'm so glad we're three ninjas. Strike back. Come on, let's do it. Send me the link for the headband so I can fucking roll on Tuesday. Let's
Three
go.
ninjas strike back. The Bruins could use a little bit of that
Hey, Tum Tum.
tactical fucking assault by the three ninjas from Tum Tum. I'll tell you that much. Billy Hockey Guy, Cunface, what did you have on what stood out in the Bruins game? Obviously, we all agree that they're done 3-1. They might come out and push it to a 6 game, but then they're not winning this series. So where do we go? Well, just talk to me about game 4 first, and maybe just the overall series, and then I want to get everyone's opinion on maybe where we go from here.
You showed the depth of Tampa. You know, Tampa can roll 4 lines that can score. You know, and the Bruins are lucky to run 1 line that can score goals. You know, that's all you've seen out of the erection line. That's the only 5-on-5 line that you can get. You're seeing the depth. You're seeing Krejci line against Tampa right now that is doing nothing. You know, you saw Andre Koshik get benched a little bit in the second period. You saw fucking Pasternak roll on the second line with taking Andre Koshik's spot.
Dude, how disappointing has Ben Kosh's finish?
Terrible.
I mean,
It's been fucking terrible, dude.
That guy's been, well, I think the Krejci line to begin with in this series has really taken a backseat compared to the Kane series, but Kasha in both series has just been, if he's had
Nothing.
a chance, he has
He's
not
done
delivered. Yeah, it was game 4. He had that nice little play, and he had the backhand against Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky, let's be honest, has been on a fucking roll. He's stealing some goals for the Lightning.
Rich.
You're right, and his athleticism is definitely there. But yeah, to me, that goal, that shot in particular from Kasha has just been. He's had that shot 3 or 4 times throughout the playoffs and has yet to finish on that.
Yeah.
Quickly before we go back to you, Bill, Ray, just your quick immediate thoughts on Game 4 of the Bruins Lightning.
It was like you said, first 10 minutes of the game. Bruins came out lightning fast. Looked like they were going to be like on a tear. Nothing was going in the back of the net, and then that one pass out of the defenseman hits the back of the skate, leads to that first goal. Over from there, it was done. And I think it's just they're defeated. I think they know that Tampa's better. They know they're the better team. I think the Bruins are just defeated now, and it's all over.
Was that Wags? Was that Wags on that first goal? Did he give them in the neutral zone, or who passed it? It might have been Wags that it was supposed to go to. I forget exactly who it was, but you give up that type of turnover in the neutral zone to Brandon Point. 9 times out of 10, that's becoming a goal, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I don't put a ton on Halak. Obviously, that second goal, he's been beat on that shot a few times these playoffs, and you can clearly see why he is not a full-time starter in the league because of that type of shot. A starter, Tuukka saves that. Obviously, Valesky saves that. A starting goalie in the NBA saves that second goal 9 times out of 10. So that's my mother. So. Bill, quickly, what have been your thoughts on Halak and Vasilevsky on the goaltending?
Vasilevsky's been a brick wall, and I said it going in. He's probably your best goalie in the NHL this year, outside of Rask. Hey, Mom.
Give me 20 minutes, and then we're off air. Jesus, sorry, listeners. It was my mother.
No, I mean you're seeing the skill set in Tampa. Tampa can roll 4 lines. No problem. You're seeing you're seeing goals out of the third line. You're seeing goals out of the fourth line. Palat had 2 goals in game 4, right? We're in game 4. He had 2 goals in game 4, and you're looking at a third line winger that's getting goals. Bruins can't fucking buy a goal from anything outside of your first line, right? I mean, you're putting Charlie Coyle, who's probably one of my favorite Bruins at this point, but you're putting him with 2 pieces of shit next to him. And
Bill, but let's call him spade a spade. Sorry to interrupt you, but let's be honest. The pucks were not. Vasilevsky is playing at what
out of his mind,
a Tuchel level that was Tuchel last year, and the Bruins were on a lesser team. The Bruins are getting 3 goals in that game.
No, I don't.
At least.
I don't disagree with
those fucking 6-man scrums in front of Vasilevsky that none of them were to get the one where Richie, Dick smacked that fucking goal in game 3. How many of those? 3, 2, 3 6-man scrubs in front of Vasilevsky that none of them trickled in? How many? I know Lightning hit a bunch of posts, but Krug had a post. I mean, Pasta missed that fucking. Jesus.
Rich, I know.
Rich, I'm not even.
Rich is already mad. Rich is already mad.
Hold on.
I'm not even going to shit on you about.
No, shut up, Rich. I am coming around to you on this Pasta take because that's shut the fuck up because that's a wide open net and he missed it. He fucking missed it. The wide open net. You're going to make it 3-3. It would have been 3-1 if he makes that.
Bill, that's the Indian fucking Ocean right there, and he whiffed, and he shot it into the Pacific. It wasn't even fucking close. I don't know if that's his little tummy injury or if that's just because the playoffs make Pasternak's ball scrunch up close to Tuukka's size. But David Pastrnak, I'm not going to shit on you per se, Bill, even though I'm so fucking angry with you right now.
Good,
I won't do it.
With me.
I will not shit on you, but I will shit on David Pastrnak, who at the beginning of this playoffs, I said is going to be the guy that wins you the Stanley Cup. And guess what? He didn't show up.
I'm coming around.
How much more do you need?
Shut up, Ray. I'm coming around. I'm coming around on that, dude. You got to score there. You got to fucking score there. But like I said, outside, you're seeing the skill set in Tampa. You're running 4 lines. Bruins are lucky that they can run 1 line. You're seeing your second line with Krejci, who's done nothing this series. You're seeing outside Charlie Coyle, again, is one of my favorite Bruins, but when you surround him with complete and utter shit, the biggest problem I've been saying going into this was secondary scoring, right? Outside of your wing positions, Pastrnak, Marchand, outside of those guys, you have no scoring out of your wing positions. You got scoring out of your center positions, Bergeron, Krejci, Pastrnak.
Here's an interesting question I have for you, Bill.
Yep.
If you put Coyle with DeBrusque and Kasha, do you think that makes a difference? Do you think that's that much of a difference in a play than Krejci? Because I don't.
No, I don't. But you need to you did not address what you should have addressed at the trade deadline. I get it. You took Koshik with the first round pick to get rid of David Backes. You traded Danton Heinen to get Nick Ritchie, who has been a complete and utter joke outside of that 1 goal that he has. He had
no. He does not get credit for that goal.
No,
he does not get credit for that goal.
In
combination to the shit fucking penalties that he's taken, that the NBC guys, if you guys were watching the NBC broadcast,
been a major.
They demolished Nick Ritchie. They absolutely fucking crushed him for the penalties that he took, and probably rightfully so. It immediately led to 2 goals. Was it 2 or 3 goals? All of them big time. I mean, that 5-minute major that made it 3-1 instead of 2-1 was fucking ridiculous. And the penalty kill up until that point had not allowed any goals. They lasted till I think a minute and a half left in that 5-minute major until they let up that Lightning goal to make it 3-1. There was the
3-0.
Bruin.
It made it 3-0.
I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. 3-1. 3-0. Yeah. You're right. So I still consider the Bruins in that game up until that point because of how much pressure the Bruins were putting on Vasilevsky. All you need is 1 to get in the third period and then maybe make it a game. But so let me ask this question, Ray. We haven't heard from you. So who is Tampa the cream of the crop? Are we seeing anybody across the league that can match Tampa's skill, physicality, and goaltending? Because Vasilevsky is honestly the reason they won last game for sure, and probably put them at the top of the list for game 2 in overtime. Is there anybody else out there that you see beating the Lightning?
I hope the next round, the Islanders, maybe take it to 7 with them. That's what I'm hoping. I mean, they are a physical young team, so Bill, oh God. But I just hope the Islanders can do it. I don't think anyone's going to touch them, but I hope the Islanders can stop them because I don't want Tampa to win at all.
I think the Islanders have a style of play that can give they can disrupt them. They can give the Lightning a little bit of trouble. But here's what I'll say, and Bill's going to agree with me: the skill on the Lightning and the scoring on the Lightning is not even fucking close from the Islanders. If the Lightning get a lead,
it's over.
I mean,
dude, you're seeing
wraps, baby, wraps.
Yeah. I don't mean
this is going to be the Islanders. It's going to be a cog of a series if the Islanders push it to 7. It's going to be 0-1, 1-2. Just a fucking cog. But I mean, I'm looking at the Lightning, and if those top two lines are rolling and Vasilevsky's playing the way he's playing, I don't see anybody beating him. Vegas
it's not even just the top
Vegas
two
is
lines,
hot,
Rich.
but you're right. The third line and that bully line is scoring now too. It's and this is the team that they should have been for the last 2 or 3 years. Let's look and be honest about this. They have been underachieving for 2 or 3 years. This is the year that they've put it all together. Without Stamkos, never mind. Stamkos might be fucking coming back for the Eastern Conference, if not definitely Stanley Cup. So, anytime the Boston team loses to a team in the playoffs, I from a selfish point of view, I want that team to go on and do big things, unless they're a rival, because then you can at least say you got beat by the Patriots losing to the Titans. Well, the Titans just didn't go get their asses kicked the next round. They went to the AFC Championship. And they fucking put up a fight for a little bit, at least, right? So at least you didn't get beat by a shit team. I don't think the Bruins are getting beat by a shit team. And my last point, and I'll throw it to you, Bill, this is where the fucking seeding come in. This is what I said at the very goddamn beginning. You could have missed these guys next round. You could have played the Flyers, who look weak, defeated, in their point. You should have fucking played the goddamn round robin like it mattered and clinched that number 1 seed. So you could have waited at least, and we could add another fucking week of hockey to talk about. While Bill doesn't read emails and gets fucked up on Sundays, and I could get overly angry for no goddamn reason. That could have happened. Instead, they bullshitted their way. Now they're going to lose in at least 6, if not 5.
Yeah. I mean, you're seeing the fucking skill set of Tampa. You can roll 3-4 lines that are going to score goals, but then not only the offense, you're looking at their defense, dude. They're smothering the Bruins. Outside of game 1, when you won, the defense is smothering. You have better defense on Tampa. You have better offense on Tampa. You have the best goalie in the series. You're seeing Halak as being a backup goalie who, as much as we hate Tuukka, but you're seeing where Tuukka could be, right? So Halak is proving he's the backup goalie he is. He's a 35-year-old goalie. He's letting in soft goals the last 3 fucking games. You're outscored, 15-2? Right? So I think it's 15
but 7-1 doesn't mean shit. And I don't put a lot of it on Halak, Bill. I don't put a lot of it on Halak. I really don't. I honestly don't.
Soft goals.
Yeah, you've got a couple soft goals, but I don't.
You're 1-0, and you whiff on that goal. You whiff on the glove hand goal that it hit.
Bad. Especially because you
could have made that save. Three of us could have made that save.
You burnt the momentum that the Bruins were crushing in the second period. But that's Vasilevsky, dude. And I don't give as much credit to the defense as you do on the Lightning. I think Hedman's a beast, and I think offensively Hedman's a beast. But the Bruins
Shagkirk is still right up there.
I mean, he's a present. He is present on the ice. When he's out there. But the Bruins had pressure. The Bruins were getting to Vasilevsky. That was him, not the defense of the Lightning. Look, we can go back and forth of I think the accumulation of everything we just talked about in this conversation with the Bruins is the Lightning are just better.
They're a better team. You're seeing the skill set.
We said it at the beginning of the series. The Lightning are just better. Roster-wise, they're better. They're just a better team than the Boston Bruins, and it's going to take the special types of things that you see in the NHL playoffs for a team like the Boston Bruins to beat a team like the Tampa Bay Lightning. And unfortunately, we haven't seen it. The pucks have not bounced our way. And I will say this, for if not the last time, then close to the last time, David Pastrnak, you disappointed me.
He
You
disappointed me as Rich.
You
I'm
have
coming
not
around.
proven to be the guy that you want to be. You're another nice goal scorer in the NHL. You're not a superstar. I'm sorry. If you were a superstar, this series would be 2-2, and we'd be talking about a completely different story. That I will stand by that. If David Pastrnak was a superstar, they would have won the overtime game, or they would have won this game, or they would have won both. And he's not a difference maker. He's just a guy that plays with two really other good guys, and he can shoot the puck pretty good sometimes. The fuck? What else can you describe him as?
I agree, but also disagree. I don't think, your game 2. He set up Marchand for 2 goals. He had a couple assists. I don't think it was completely on him, but you missed the net. Hold on,
two big missed ones. Two.
He didn't miss one in the fucking game 2. He missed one game 3. I don't think it would have mattered in the 7-1, but it would have mattered in game 4. You saw it. He missed a wide open net that could have been it was a 2-0 game. You're looking at 2-1 there if he hits that fucking open net, which he should have. He missed it by a fucking mile, or Indian Ocean is what you want to describe it, Rich.
I said he shot for the Indian and hit the Pacific. Which
yeah. Either way,
West, or East. I don't know.
Whatever. He missed the. I'm coming around.
Ray's trying to figure it out. He's trying to actually locate where the Indian Ocean is.
Yeah. He's trying. Indian Ocean.
He puts yeah.
Pacific here, but no.
All right. So, Bill, last thoughts on this, because let's move on. Last thoughts on the Bruins. Obviously, you think that we all think. Do you think they push it to a game 6, 30 seconds or less, Bill?
I thought they would push it. I thought it would be 2-2 in game 4, but I'm not confident they push in game 6 because Vasilevsky is the difference maker in this series. Outside of the scoring, you're seeing it. He's the best goalie in the league, and
Raymond?
You're seeing it.
Dead. They're done. Stick a fork in them. Their confidence is gone. Their morale is down. They're done.
It's also COVID.
Bruins in 7. Bruins in 7. Bruins in 7.
You're seeing more quit out of these bubble teams. You see it in the NBA more often than the NHL, but I think the Bruins are probably smart enough to understand that this team's better than them, and I don't think that they're going to lay down and die. I think they'll come out and compete and play. I think it'll be a fluke if they win. I think that they're checking out. Okay, we got to move on because let's get past the dreary bullshit, Sunday scary nonsense. We finally had the NBA back. First, they started last night. Ray, how the Lakers doing? How's your Blazers doing? Just checking in, asking for a friend. Did the Blazers win yesterday or 2 days ago? Nope, no. They didn't. Okay.
How's Dame Dollar doing?
Best duo in the NBA. McCollum, no.
Third.
Okay, third best duo in the NBA. They didn't quite make it past LeBron. Guy I said was on a mission, 36, third triple-double of the series. Just wondering. Okay, but we're not a Lakers podcast, so we're not going to do this. We're a Celtics show, so let's talk Celtics, who also fucking cleaned house today, baby. They also looked real good.
Really good.
Real good. Before you shit
real
down
good.
Bill's throat, Ray, let me give you just a quick recap of the Boston Celtics. Here's the recap. Celtics were hot. They looked hot. They stayed hot. And they buried shots.
Yep.
That's the fucking game. That's the winning combination for the Boston Celtics. I think they outshot them like 36-13 from three-point land. If the Celtics are hitting threes, good night. No one's beating them. That's the bottom line. Nobody.
True.
I don't give a fuck who you are. If the Celtics are hitting the threes, they are too good for anybody to beat them. That's my recap. Kemba had a big 3 at halftime. Tatum had a big turnaround Jay on the end of the third. Big momentum plays there. Same third period, Tatum had that get the passing lane, tip for a dunk, where every time the Raptors looked like they might be making a move, Celtics had an answer. Raymond, please give us your analysis of the Boston Celtics today as we record Sunday.
First of all, hey, Bill, Raptors in 7 still douche?
Yep.
Anywho's.
Yeah, one game, bitch. All right, so Bruins won the fucking first game against Tampa.
I didn't ask for your recap. I did not ask for your recap. Please give Raymond the floor, Queen. Please give him the floor.
The energy that the Celtics came out with in the first quarter was impeccable. They came out strong, fast, gritty, making shots. Got the Raptors in foul trouble early.
Well, Siakam 3
had
fouls
3.
in 7 minutes.
Shut the fuck up, Bill! God damn.
I'll give you 30 seconds here, Ray.
Marcus Gasol, foul trouble. Their whole starting five, I believe, had foul trouble going into the second quarter. Beautiful, beautiful job by Mr. Brad Stevens, who I think should be a coach here all the time. Bill's muted. This is great. I love it. Celtics are going to win this game. Gentlemen's sweep, like I said. After seeing this performance, Toronto's going to go back to Drake, cry on his shoulder, and we got the series wrapped up already, baby.
Okay, I love the enthusiasm from the totem pole of dumb. I will say this: the Celtics will not shoot like this every game. The Raptors will not cut. The Raptors look like they had cement in their shoes. Their defense was absolutely horrific. They sucked. But Bill, I want your opinion here. Reading some post game comments, and Kyle Lowry, who scored 15 points, I think. Oh, and by the way, before I get to this, remember the guy that I said would not be an impact in this series, and everyone claimed him a superstar, thought that he was going to be the next Michael Jordan? Siakam. I don't know if anybody knows his fucking name at this point because he's an absolute zero. But I will say this. Kyle Lowry did come out in the post game, and one of the first things he said was, this team is really distracted, and their minds are on the Black Lives Matter movement, and it's really hard to play basketball right now. And if I'm a Toronto Raptors fan, I'm going,
I hate that. I hate that, Rich.
Fuck. Because I don't want to shit on these guys for if they feel that way, but you can't come out and say that after that type of loss that you just took. You just have to come out and take it on the chin, whether it's right or wrong. You know it's going to be skewed as an excuse-making decision, and I don't know what it is. It might be true, and if that's the case, maybe they fucking get swept. That's the only way that I would be able to look at Kyle Lowry's comments and take them truthfully, is if the Raptors get fucking swept in 4 straight games just like this, because they're so heavily affected by the Black Lives Matter movement. Other than that, you're just going to come off like you're making excuses, and I don't want to end my point like that. I'll say the Celtics just fucking took it to them, and they didn't have anything to come back with. They really didn't. Jason Tatum didn't even score a point in the first quarter. He ended up at 21. He led the team. Marcus Smart, me and you, totem pole, the number 1 player in this series, looked like a fucking gem. Kemba came out and played strong, got buckets when he needed to. Jalen, they rode Jalen in the first half.
Kemba have 35 minutes?
This is the fucking team this is the team that is, shit. They look good. Bill?
You're 6 of 8. Shooting threes in the first quarter, right? You scored 39 points, right? You scored 39 points. I think distractions, yes, but I still think they're going to come back heavy game 2. I thought Siakam 3 fouls in 7 minutes. I thought it was a joke that they left him in there after the second one. I thought Jaylen Brown shot that 3 and Siakam got the 3rd foul on it. I thought it was a bullshit call. I thought he put his hands up. It was a ticky-tack foul that should not have been called. But
can I ask you something before you go to your next point?
Yep.
Is that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum starting to get superstar calls? Budding superstar calls?
Ooh, girl.
Is this the year we see it? They're starting to get budding superstar calls?
I want to say yes. But I think it was a bang play. If you saw the replay, he did put his hand up. He did hit the forearm of Brown when he was shooting that 3.
So is that a ticky-tack foul?
It's a ticky-tack foul.
It was a ticky-tack foul.
Per the rule, it's a foul. I mean, he's in his shooting space, and he hit him on the – and the NBA's let's not get into the fucking details of this. Continue, Bill. Sorry to interrupt you. I'm just asking,
No, keep asking.
Does Siakam get the same foul if Jaylen Brown is in that same position? I don't know, because Siakam's not a fucking superstar. He is a 0 who got 13 points on 5 of 16 shooting this game, because the Raptors do not have the matchups the Celtics have on. It's a matchup game, and the Celtics will beat them. That's why I want the Clippers in the playoffs, not the Lakers. The Lakers can beat we're getting ahead of ourselves. But anyway, Bill, sorry. Go ahead.
No, like I said, you left Siakam in to get the 3rd foul early, 7 minutes. I think he's your best player. You saw Kyle Lowry, who's still nursing an ankle injury. He probably shouldn't have played, but it's the playoffs. He's in there. You know what I mean? Siakam's your best guy, and then you let him get foul trouble early. I think that was the biggest difference maker. But the Celtics were making shots. You're 6 of 8 shooting threes in the first quarter. That's the biggest difference maker. You're up 50. 59-42 at the half, roughly.
Yeah, I don't know if the
So-
Raptors got within 10 at any point.
It's the ball movement though. The Celtics were moving the ball so fast.
They play
Raptors
great defense too, Rick.
Raptors couldn't play defense on them. The ball was moving so fast around the perimeter. It was sickening.
That was
And
my biggest
it's
takeaway.
a shame. It's a shame if you're making excuses about the BLM movement, and I get it. I understand. We're in a fucked up time in our country for this. You know what I mean? But
I want to believe that's true, Bill. I want to believe that's true.
it's true.
And
as
I'll
well,
get
Rich.
and I'll give him some leeway on it. Just like Kyle Lowry, you've been around for a long time. Don't say it. You know how that's gonna go. I mean, you
Don't
know
make an
how
excuse.
you
Don't
know
make me
how
an
that's
excuse.
fucking gonna go. And you guys are champions. You've been in the league long enough. And even if it was an excuse, you guys didn't even come out to fucking play. You guys did not come out to play. Their defense looked like dog shit. Speaking of defense, I do want to get to one person that sucked in the fucking playoffs. I want to get to one person that sucked on the Celtics today, and I know Ray knows what I'm talking about, and this is Bill's guy. So I'm gonna let Totem Pole dump.
I love
Just
my
take
guy.
take the floor for a
I'll take
second
the
because
L.
I was
Can
with
I
you,
take
dude.
the L?
No. Shut up, Bill. When I watched, I was just, Jesus Christ, is this a fucking eyesore on the court? Ray, take it away.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
god!
take that L.
Offense wise, he was great. I think he was 5 for 5.
Oh,
Defense
who are we
wise,
talking about? Who are we talking about?
Time Lord.
I'm gonna
Time
take
Lord.
my. I'm gonna
The
take my
Time
L.
Lord, Robert
Robert
Williams.
Williams.
I'm gonna take my fucking L for game 1 for the Time Lord.
If you
Ray,
put
go
anyone,
ahead.
you put anyone on the perimeter, he was guarding Serge Ibaka, and Serge Ibaka 3, 3, 3. He couldn't guard him, and then they just given it to him inside, and he just smoke him. The guy can't play a fucking lick of defense.
His defense
Serge
is so
Ibaka
bad.
is a stud, though. When he was a stud in Oklahoma City,
He's not a stud. Serge Ibaka
was.
is not a stud, Bill.
he's
Come on.
not a stud, but he's better than fucking anything we have in the front
He's
court.
better than Time Lord because Time Lord cannot play defense.
At all.
Neither can your mother.
Well, maybe better than Time Lord because that was a fucking disgrace. I'll tell you that.
That was
an
bad.
absolute goddamn disgrace. Hey, you got last thoughts on the Celtics? So as we move on to game 2, I agree with you, Bill. I think we're going to see definitely a better Raptor team.
Yeah, dude.
A better Raptor team. They shot like shit, honestly, and the Celtics will shoot like shit in one or two games of this series. They will shoot like shit, and that. I'll say it again for the listeners who are just joining because we're getting new listeners every day. This game, I don't give a fuck about Tatum. I don't care where Tatum lands. I don't care about Tatum's stats. I don't care what his impact was. Not in this game because the Celtics had control the whole game. They were shooting the lights out. The game that I want to see Jason Tatum elevate, execute, deliver a win is the game where none of his teammates can make anything happen. Kemba's 2 for 14. Jalen's 3 for 17. Everybody else cannot make a fucking bucket, and Jason Tatum puts his team on his back, tells them, clear out, take the offense, and get the fuck out of here, and let me be Jason Tatum. That will happen. One game this series, that will happen. And, I'm just interested to see how Jason Tatum handles it. Ray, I see you pointing your goddamn Matt Patricia fucking pencil at me.
Thank you.
17,000 times, so go ahead.
Producer Bill, question for you. If the Celtics sweep the Raptors, we go to play Milwaukee next round, and Gordon Hayward's wife pops that kid out, do you have him play in the next round?
Yes, I do. I think because he's going to be healthy. What do they say? 3 to 4 weeks with the fucking grade 3 ankle sprain. So if he can get back, you're better depth than you are against Milwaukee with him back. You move Marcus Smart back to the bench. Go ahead, Rich.
No, second producer Rich, go ahead.
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Ray?
Yeah.
Assistant AP here.
Assistant AP. Thank you.
If Gordon Hayward if his wife pops that kid out and they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, Gordon Hayward better come off the fucking bench. And if Gordon Hayward disrupts any of the offensive flow that we saw in game 1. Now, again, I just told you we are going to see a bad offensive game, if not 2, from the Celtics in this series. But if an overall vibe, chemistry has been created in the playoffs from the Celtics without Gordon Hayward, and he comes back, he needs to come off the bench and play in limited minutes where Brad Stevens sees him as a contributor, not taking away from the best of his team. Because we've seen that in the past, Bill. We've seen Brad Stevens try to shoehorn Hayward in
Last year.
as an injured player, and I don't begrudge him for that because that was regular season. This is completely different, and this is going to be a lot on Brad being able to pick and choose how he uses Gordon Hayward if they move on to the next series, which is way ahead of ourselves. So let's not get there yet. But Bill, I know you had a last thought on this. Go ahead.
To bring back your point, though, you saw it kind of last year where there was a lot of talk about, the chemistry last year. There was a lot of talk about Brad Stevens force feeding Gordon Hayward minutes coming back, right? So I think that was a huge topic last year, and I think the chemistry last year could have been Brad Stevens playing favorites with Gordon Hayward coming back from injury when he was not good last year, and Brad Stevens was force feeding him 30, 35 minutes a game. Well, you know what? Marcus Smart has been one of your best players in the playoffs right now outside of after Gordon Hayward went down. You're seeing him start. I'd rather see Marcus Smart keep playing and then have Gordon Hayward come off the bench.
100%. 100%. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I'd rather see you roll your same starting five now and then have Gordon Hayward play that Marcus Smart role, because late in games, then you can start flip-flopping, But
yeah, look, Gordon Hayward is a beautiful guy off the bench and a beautiful guy in late game in perfect situations. The problem is he's getting paid max dollars. He's getting paid starter dollars, and he's Brad's buddy. But I do have, this is the last thought on Celtics because we're going to move on here before we end. I do believe that Brad Stevens will make the right decision with Gordon Hayward, especially coming off another high ankle sprain. He'll come off the bench if he comes back in the playoffs. Okay, lastly, as we finish up here, Red Sox news and notes. As we record this on Sunday, we bid farewell to a fan favorite. A lot
Mitchy
of big
Two
hits.
Bags.
He was there in 2018. Mitchy Two Bags has been dealt to the San Diego Padres for a couple youngsters, the names of Hudson Potts and Jazan Rosario. Hudson Potts is a big dude. He's listed as a third baseman, played some second base, but big guy
now, right? They moved him to the outfielder, I thought.
I had him in the infield. The Rosario
kid's an outfielder.
Rosario kid, sorry.
Rosario kid's a left-hander outfielder. Hudson Potts is an infielder with looks like a big bat. That's the news. We don't know anything about them, but I would just say thank you to Mitchy Two Bags. Really good Red Sox, professional hitter, professional baseball player. Sad to see you go, but this is the time that we have to do.
Yeah, and I don't think as a podcast, as a show here, we can shit on Mitchy Two Bags.
No.
He was great in the World Series. He was great when we needed him to, but he had to go.
So to continue to stop, Bill, I'll just say this has been the Simple Mind Sports Show, Monday headlines, August 31st. Peace.
Peace, guys. Love you.
You know what the best thing about Mitch Moreland was? He came on Sundays and performed. No matter what.
No matter if you had a fantasy football draft earlier in the day and he drank 1,000 beers.
Motherfuckers.
No matter what, I'm sure he did not text his teammates. Do you mind if we push the start date back? Mind if we push the start time back by an hour? Oh, do you mind if we push it up an hour?
Push it up. Sorry.
Oh, you going back 40 minutes? I'm out. I'm not playing.
Yeah, I knew your fucking dickhead attitude, so I was like, fuck this.
I'm the fucking dickhead. I'm the fucking dickhead in this scenario.
I'm out.